Yo, what's up guys, Boss here, and I'm back with another YouTube video, and this time we're going to be playing one of the best decks in the meta. So I don't know if you guys have seen this deck, but someone is really high up with it, and I copied it and started playing it myself, and it was pretty solid my first few games I played with it. So Bob the Rock, who is 18th in the world, is running this deck. Pretty interesting, right? Because you have Skeleton Barrel and Royal Hogs in the same deck, but kind of the way it works is you're baiting out your opponent's spells, because you have a lot of bait cards in the deck, Firecracker, and bats as well, not just Skeleton Barrel. But what you're doing is when they use their spells, or maybe they have like a bomb tower that they use on Skeleton Barrel, then you send in the Royal Hogs opposite lane, and it kind of forces them to like have to pick and choose what they use their building or spells on. Royal Delivery is such a solid card on defense. Ever since it got that 27% damage buff, it's just been for sure the best spell in the game. Has the same pushback, I think, as Snowball. It does more damage, and then of course you get the Recruit. So just super strong on defense. Same with the Goblin Cage after the Brawler got that 6% damage buff. So let's go ahead and go into the first game. I'm currently at 6,653, which is 806th in the world. Let's go ahead and search. And I also want to, oh yeah, I also wanted to answer this question. Some people in the comments were asking if I stream. And I do stream, but I stream on Twitch. I don't stream on YouTube as of now. I've been streaming on Twitch the last 2 years, so I don't really plan on switching to YouTube anytime soon for streaming. But my Twitch is boss_CR. I usually stream at about 8 p.m. Eastern. I used to stream a little bit earlier than that when I went to school, but since I don't need to wake up as early, I've been streaming a little bit later because my online classes start later than when I had to wake up for school before. So this guy's going to be using Expo, and he just went in for the Fireball, so that kind of opens us up here to going for Royal Hogs and kind of get a push going. So we're going to go for Earthquake. That's going to kill the Tesla, hit the Skeletons, and we should be getting damage here in both lanes. He's forced to log the other lane, which allows our Royal Hogs to get so much damage. And now, of course, we don't have our Earthquake in cycle, so we just need to be careful for his Expo, which he's probably going to go in for pretty soon. So I think what we need to do is we need to go for a Goblin Cage. Get that ready. He's definitely going to go for an Expo. At least I'm like 90% sure he should. Because, I mean, after we use our Earthquake, I would think that's when he would be going in. But, like, we'll have to wait and see. So, looks like he isn't going in for an Expo. At least not yet. He's just cycling his cycle cards in his 2.9 deck. He's going to, once again, Fireball the Firecracker, and you know, I have to say I'm really surprised that he keeps doing that, because that kind of allows us to get aggressive with our Royal Hogs. This time he is going to take very minimal damage. He plays his defense much better, but we still get a little bit of chip damage, and now we have an Earthquake in cycle, so if he goes for an Expo, he's not really going to get a lock, I don't think. Go Skeletons here to cycle, and then we could go Royal Hogs again to apply pressure. There's the Expo. I think we'll Royal Hogs the Expo. We'll go for an Earthquake. And we need to make sure we're getting Skeletons down. So instead of locking on the tower, it locks on the Skeletons and then redirects to the Brawler. We'll let the Expo, I think, lock on our tower a little bit for just, you know, a couple hundred damage. I don't think it's that big of a deal. Once again, he's going to go for an Expo, so we'll go for a Cage. I think we're going to split our Royal Hogs this time. Go for bats here, and then we just need an Earthquake, the Expo, and that's going to fully take it out. Now, actually, the Earthquake on that Expo might have not been good, because I don't even think it was needed, but I guess it's alright. We'll go Skeletons to cycle here. We'll go for another Cage, and actually, I think we're going to need a Skelly Barrel, the Expo. And then if we just Earthquake it, it should be taken care of and get very, very little damage on top of our tower. So we're going to go ahead and split Royal Hogs here. We're going to go for Skeleton Barrel. And then we're just going to Earthquake on top of the Expo. So he's continuing to keep up the pressure. And once again, should be a nice Earthquake on the Expo with no damage taken. So here we go, another Expo. This time we get the Royal Hogs down in front, and he's going to hit none of them with the Fireball. We're going to go for a Skeleton Barrel in the opposite lane. And we're actually going to Earthquake this lane because we have the Royal Hogs down, we have the Brawler. We're slowing down the Archer, slowing down the Tower, allowing us to get so much damage. So now we have a lot of damage in both lanes, so we kind of have the luxury of deciding which lane we want to pressure. And now that it's triple elixir, we're kind of just pretty much going crazy at this point. This is going to be our last Goblin Cage of the game. We're not going to be playing any more after that. We're going to go for a Earthquake on the Expo. I actually thought I missed it for a second, but it's good. We hit it. We're going to go for a Skeleton Barrel here. We're splitting the Royal Hog so we can't hit all of them and get that Expo lock on the tower he obviously wants. We're going to Earthquake the tower, and then now all we need to do is just cycle back to another Earthquake. Don't really care about that Expo locking on our tower. So guys, I will say, you notice how we didn't use the Royal Delivery much in this matchup. Pretty much Expo is the only deck I can think of where you're not using the Royal Delivery, and that's just because it simply doesn't get really any value versus Expo, but you can see you don't really need it. You just use your Goblin Cage to tank, Skeletons as well as like a distraction, and since your cycle is really fast, you honestly aren't really, you don't have to worry about getting outcycled by Expo. Maybe in single they'll get like a small lock, but in double and triple it's pretty hard for them to get a lock on your tower, so you can pretty much just cycle Earthquakes and bait out their spells, because you have a lot of things they want to Fireball, like your Firecracker. Skeleton Barrel can be annoying for them too. So that's going to put us at 685th in the world, 6683, so one game away from 6700. Let's try to get 6700 here, and then keep going, see how high we can get. And maybe for Sunday's video, I'll try to push to 7K. I actually was thinking about getting 7K like today, but I actually kind of decided to take a little bit of a break from ladder for a day, so I didn't push much. So we're going to go for a Goblin Cage to start this game off. He's going to go for a Minion Horde, so we're going to go for Delivery on top of that. It's also going to serve as kind of a tank for the Brawler that's about to pop out. So we'll see what he has here. He's going to Zap Skeleton Barrel now, because he has a Zap out of rotation. He's going to activate King. We're going to... Ooh, what? We're going to Earthquake it... Whoa. Oh, you know what this guy's using? He's using a very weird Golem deck. I remember his deck now. He has a very, very, very funky Golem Executioner deck. Very funky. So obviously our Cage is going to be getting a lot of value in this matchup. Because I don't think he has a big spell. With him having NATO and Zap, I just think there's no way he has a big spell. It just simply wouldn't make sense. So we'll see if he Golems in the back and gives up his tower, or really what he wants to do. I'm really unsure, guys, to be honest. We are going to go for a Skelly Barrel here, though, just to apply a little bit of pressure. And it looks like he's going to, yeah, have a Dark Goblin. I didn't remember the Dark Goblin. I did know that he had a very funky deck, though. We're going to go for Delivery on top of the Dark Goblin. He might go for his Minion Horde now. I guess we'll go Bats. And then we can always just Firecracker if he decides to play Minion Horde. No, he's going to go for... Okay, let's go for Royal Hogs and then Firecracker, like maybe predicting a Minion Horde. Yeah, it looks like we do predict the Minion Horde. He's also going to go for a Skarmy, which should just get taken out by the Firecracker. So yeah, really solid damage there. He used 8 Elixir just to take that out, so he's not going to have any Elixir to like Golem, at least not for a while. He's going to go for a Dark Goblin, so I'm really surprised he isn't giving up the tower and just going for Golem. Unless maybe he switched his deck, but I know it's Golem. Like, he uses a very funky Golem deck. I just remember this guy, so I just think it has to be. He's going to go ahead and play a Night Witch in the back. I actually am going to Earthquake. I leaked a couple Elixir there. That wasn't good at all. That actually was not good. That might end up costing me the game, but the Night Witch ended up going in front. Obviously not what he wanted there, so really, really unfortunate for him that happened. Great for us, though, because with that going in front, makes things just so much easier to defend. And pretty much as long as we can cycle back to another Delivery for this Minion Horde, we're going to be completely fine on defense here. And honestly, this is a pretty easy matchup because his deck is very expensive, cycles really slow, so we're pretty much guaranteed to take his tower in single with all the pressure cards we have, and he just was never able to build up a push. He doesn't have a Lightning for the Cage, so that's going to be GG. Good game. He has a very, as I said, strange deck, but he makes it work. I actually think, did he go on CWA for this deck? He might have. Yeah, I actually think he did. Yeah, that's probably why I remember it. Okay, so that should be 6,700, I think. Yep, 6,700, 605th in the world. Let's keep going. See how high we can get. Maybe 6,800 is a possibility if we win the next few games. We'll see. Ooh, looks like reverse ah crap. So good luck. I don't know if you guys heard, but he's on for CRL this season. Space Station Gaming was just announced today, because if you go on News Royale, you can. Oh, if you guys want, after. Oh, well, I don't know why I'm saying do you guys want, because I can't even. I can't even. Like, you guys can't tell me stuff like while I'm recording a video, but. What I was going to say is maybe I'll show you guys my fantasy Royale if you're interested at the end of the video. Yeah, I think I'll do that, actually. Ooh, he's got a zap. Okay, well played. Ooh, we're in a rough spot, but we're going to go Skelly Barrel because the zap's out of cycle. Bomb Tower should be out of cycle too, so can we get some damage here? Can we get some damage? Ooh, he's going to have log. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. So he has log and zap. This is going to be a tough one. This is going to be a tough one. Because Bomb Tower is also solid versus Royal Hogs. I kind of, at the very beginning of this game, wasn't paying attention, so that definitely didn't help for us. But luckily, if we do have any good things for us, he doesn't have a big spell, so he's basically every single amount of damage he gets in this game is going to have to be from Log, Zap, or Miners. So if we play correctly, maybe we have a chance of coming back. But I do think he's... Yeah, he activates King. I have to ignore those wall breakers. I feel like if I don't go in here, I'm never gonna have an opportunity to get damage. But yikes, things are not looking very good now. Let's go for Skeleton Barrel. Let's go for Skeletons. I mean, his Log and Zap are out of rotation. Maybe we can make something happen. Let's go Earthquake, slow everything down. Oh my gosh, guys, we actually got a very, very good amount of damage. That's pretty solid. I'll take that, considering we've been down pretty much this whole game, and we took a lot off of this tower there. We're going to let the miner take ours. I mean, we're still obviously in a horrible position, but I definitely am happy that we got that amount of damage. So let's go Skeleton Barrel here. And then I guess follow it up with Royal Hogs. We can go Earthquake. Okay, let's see if we can go for Firecracker, get a little bit of chip damage on his tower. Looks like we don't. Okay, let's go for another Skeleton Barrel. He's going to go for Spear Goblins. Pretty well played Spear Goblins on his part. And obviously he does have a small spell for our Skeleton Barrel. So I think this is probably a good game, unless we can somehow make like a last second desperation push. Maybe he loses connection, some kind of miracle happens. We'll see. We don't get a Royal Hog connection. We could go delivery here just to make sure that the wall breakers don't take our tower, but that's going to be GG. Pretty well played on his end. Obviously, it was really tough to break through the bomb tower because even though we had Earthquake, he has a really fast cycle, faster cycle than our deck, I think. I'm pretty sure that's the deck XOP Sam used to finish #1 last season, but let's take a look. Yeah, 2.5 average elixir. He played it well. I think obviously it is a tough matchup because he does have Log and Zap, 2 small spells, and a bomb tower. Definitely something we don't want to see, but he still played it pretty well. So definitely he deserved the win. All right, let's go into another game here. Try to get 6,700 back. And we're going versus King in the North. Good luck. We could start with Skeletons. We could go Skeleton Barrel. I think for now, let's just start with Skeletons in the back. And then we could go for Skeleton Barrel. So do we want to go Bats here behind it? Let's see what he wants to do first. All right, let's pressure with Bats. He might be trying to NATO that to King. Ooh, he gets the King activation off. Well played, well played. I don't know if you guys knew about that King activation, but you can actually consistently NATO a Skeleton Barrel to King every time if you time it right. And that was a really nice play on his end. But as a result of him using his NATO there, we are going to get a ton of damage in from the Royal Hogs, which is great. Skeletons here. We don't want this Lumberjack getting tons of hits on our tower, but it looks like the Firecracker missed, so it is going to end up getting a couple of hits anyways. Skelly Barrel keeping the pressure up here, and we're going to at least get death damage, potentially a little bit more damage. Nope, ooh, never mind. I thought we were going to get, like, none, but I guess maybe the tornado was slightly mistimed or something. I'm not really sure. So he's going to have Golem E-Drag. Interesting. So if he has E-Drag, that pretty much tells me he's not going to have, that pretty much tells me he's not going to have a Lightning. The reason why I say that is because if he has an E-Drag, I mean, Do we want to activate King, or do we want to... I don't think we want to activate King. I think we just want to keep the pressure up. I feel like if we... He's going to take the damage, doesn't NATO. That was honestly expected, because if he NATO'd that, that would have been a little bit of an overcommitment on defense. I didn't want to activate King, because I didn't really want to take that extra damage on my tower, and also just... I don't really think we need the King activated. I think our defense is strong enough. And even with that Bar Barrel and E-Drag, he's going to take a lot of damage from those Hogs. So the question is do we want to just go for Skeletons and Barrel to defend this, or do we want to go Delivery? I think we do this, so then we can actually keep the pressure up while we're defending, which is really solid. We're going to pressure with Bats here as well, and then we're just going to go ahead and Cage. So is he going to NATO? He is going to NATO. We still get death damage, of course, so we just need to focus on defending his Golem push now. We do have Delivery, which is going to... you know, obviously help a ton. So we're going to go ahead and play our Delivery now. He's going to go for a NATO. NATO doesn't actually accomplish much there. Everything's still alive on the board on our end, and with him having NATO out of rotation, if we go for an Earthquake here, slow everything down, the Hogs are actually going to get his tower into Earthquake range, which means all we need to do is cycle back to one more Earthquake, and that's pretty much a good game. So we're going to go for a Cage here, Skeletons for distraction, Skelly Barrel distracting everything, and we just need 2 ticks from the Earthquake. If it were 3 ticks required, the game might have been pretty close, and he might have almost taken our tower, but we get it just in time. Well, not really just in time, we definitely had a few seconds to spare, but definitely nice that we got it off before he overwhelmed our tower. So we get back to 6,700. Let's go ahead and go in for another game. Try to get a new season highest. One more win here would give us a new season highest, so let's try to get it. And reverse Soli Solaire City, I want to say. Alright, we'll go Skelly Barrel. Good luck. He's going to have a Night Witch, so... another Golem deck, possibly? Night Witch Valk. I mean, it could be Golem. Could be a couple other... I don't know what this is anymore. Is this possibly, like, Lava Hound, maybe? Oh, shoot. Oh, no. Bats are going to prevent, hopefully, another hit. Yeah, they do. Whoa, okay, so he's got Fireball, and this is why this deck is good. He doesn't know I have Royal Hogs yet, but he has Valk. Does he have it in Cycle? I'm trying to think. He played a Night Witch, then after he played Valk, he zapped, he played a Balloon. He's either 1 card off or back to Valk. I can't remember. He has a Valk in Cycle. Okay. I couldn't remember. Usually I'm pretty good at keeping track of card cycle, but when I'm recording, it's a little harder because I have to focus on talking too, but I didn't remember. I knew he had to be back to it or 1 card off, and I just couldn't remember, but he was back to it, but regardless, it's still okay. I think our best bet here is just trying to finish off his tower, and normally Lava Hound decks you can beat, but the problem with this specific matchup is since he has arrows for the Firecracker, Zap, and Fireball, he has triple spell. It makes things really, really hard for us. Like, triple spell Lava Hound is certainly not easy. Definitely not really what we wanted to see. And most people don't use triple spell, and he's got Valk too, so he's got a lot of good answers. Let's, I guess, Delivery. I don't get it down in time before the Balloon got another hit, so that was actually kind of unfortunate. We're going to go Skelly Barrel in front. We're going to go for Royal Hogs. Ooh, good Night Witch. We're not going to get much out of this, I don't think, unfortunately. But let's go for an Earthquake. Slow everything down anyways, and you know what? We might have a chance here. I feel like it's very slim, but, you know, it's definitely possible, especially since he just used up all of his Elixir. I mean, this is it right here. Basically, this is kind of a do-or-die push. But Fireball comes down, cleans everything up, and unfortunately that is going to be GG. I think that's that's really tough. I think other Lava decks, like Lava Miner specifically, you're going to be fine against, but Lava Loon with Valk, Fireball, Zap, and Arrows. Zap for the Bats, you know, Arrows for Firecracker, Fireball for the Hogs, or you could also use the Zap on Skelly Barrel. He kind of has a choice. and just that's definitely a rough one for us. You know, otherwise, like Lava Miner or even regular Lava Loon that had like Tombstone in it, or even Barbarians, that would be better. But Valk is definitely not really what you want to see when you're using this type of deck, especially not Valk triple spell. So that is certainly a tough one. Let's move on, go into, I guess this will be our last game, and try to win this one. So reverse Zumish, I think. I don't know if I pronounced that right, but try my best. Okay, we'll start with a Goblin Cage. See what he wants to do. He's going to leak an Elixir, it looks like. And he's just going to go for an Earthquake. So I think I'm going to Skeleton Barrel in front of this. And I'm actually going to follow this up with Royal Hogs and Bats, because... Okay, logs that... If you haven't already noticed, guys, with this deck, you're playing really aggressively. In pretty much all matchups. So he defends that pretty nicely. And he's definitely using a Royal Hog deck because he has a Hunter. The only deck really that Hunter's in is Royal Hogs. That's why I know it pretty much has to be. Now, the question is does he have a Magic Archer or a Firecracker? That's the only thing I don't know yet. Ooh, he's going to have a 3. He's going to have 3M. Okay, so with 3M, you want a Delivery on top of the 2 Musketeers. Delivery is going to get a lot of value here. Not only is it hitting the 2 Musketeers, it's hitting a Royal Hog as well. And you can just see Delivery, a fantastic counter to 3M. We're actually going to have some dual lane pressure going on here. We have a Brawler and Firecracker going the other lane. And because he went for the Ice Golem, he's not going to have the Ice Golem for the Bats. So Bats kill the Hunter. Possibly a bad Ice Golem on his end, because after using that Ice Golem, even though he got the King activated, he didn't have it in cycle, and those Bats got so much value, killing the Hunter, and just, that definitely, those Bats definitely ruined his day there for him, especially on that left tower, just dealing so much damage. He's going to log, finishing that off. We do get the death damage, so I'm okay with that interaction. Just going to Goblin Cage again here, and see what he wants to do. He's probably going to 3M in the back. He's going to play 3M. We'll go for an Earthquake. Earthquake and 3M is fine. If you guys didn't know, Earthquake plus Delivery kills Musketeers, so all we need to do is pop a Delivery on that, and pretty much we're good to go there on defense. So Delivery coming down on all that. We are going to go ahead and play another Goblin Cage here, though, for his Royal Hogs. Firecracker in the other lane is going to end up helping out, so we should be pretty much clear here for defense on the other lane. It's going to 3M. We can actually Earthquake all of them, and we don't get death damage, so that's a little unfortunate. Firecracker does not get a connection either, so that's a little bit unfortunate. We're actually going to go Delivery this lane because he's dealt more damage on the right lane, and I feel like with these Musketeers in the opposite lane, we can just... Ooh, he might have just, with that Earthquake, overcommitted and for sure lost, especially after the Ice Golem. The only thing he's going to have Elixir for is a Hunter. Earthquake's going to slow it down, slow the tower down, and even if these Royal Hogs don't take the tower, we would have been able to Earthquake and just cycle back to another one really easily. So that is good game. We pick up a really nice last win there versus, you know, kind of a similar deck, except he had 3M. Personally, I don't think 3M is that good, especially not in this meta, which is how much value the Royal Delivery gets. You saw versus the 2M, Royal Delivery comes down, pretty much takes all of them out for 3 Elixir, just because of how much damage it deals. It's absolutely insane. So that's going to be it. Maybe for tomorrow's video, maybe tonight I'll grind some more ladder. It's actually right now 10 o'clock that I'm recording this. It's going to kind of be a late upload, probably going to upload at about 11 my time. Most videos I upload at around like 8 or 7, but kind of had a busy day today. If you guys don't know what No Tilt is, I'm playing for Space Station because Tribe Academy wasn't in this No Tilt thing, this new No Tilt league that started. So I actually joined a Space Station with Hazard, Oxalate, Mini Mentor, She, and Wallace. So we have a pretty stacked team. We managed to get our first win today. I personally went 3-0 in the King of the Hill set. Yeah, I just wanted to share that with you guys. So let me see if the replays are available. yes, it looks like you can see here I went 3-0. So we have a really nice start, and I'm super excited. I finally have a chance to like prove myself as a competitive player. This is a pretty big competitive event. You guys can watch it on YouTube if you're interested. But anyways, don't want to get too off track. Make sure to like the video if you guys enjoyed it. Subscribe if you're not subscribed already, and let me know what decks you guys want to see. I'm working on. Last video I talked at the end about making a video about overall like how to improve at the game, what you want to spend your time doing, like what your mindset should be when you're trying to improve, and how to motivate yourself. I'll probably have that video out, maybe not tomorrow, but maybe next week. That's the type of video where I need to plan out a little bit and think about like what I want to say, because it's probably going to be the type of thing where I watch TV Royale matches and just talk as like they're going on, just to give you guys a bunch of knowledge that I have on the game. And that's pretty much like what the video is going to be like. It's probably going to be like a 15-minute video, a little shorter, something like that, but that's my plan. Anyways, thanks again, until next time, guys.